Arcanine and Arcanine. One's a fire type and the other's blind. It's Arcanine and Arcanine. Fuzzy orange friends till the end of time. It's Arcanine and Arcanine. Cruising the Pokemon path since 1999. It's Arcanine and Arcanine. Get ready for another episode of Pokemon Timeline.
Hello there, and welcome to another episode of Pokemon Timeline, the series that dictates each set in the Pokemon TCG on the 25th anniversary of their release, and breaks it down into tangible, simple, short, and understandable, relatable facts for the fellow friends and collectors in the TCG. I am Arc, the Canine, and this is my friend here, Arcanine. So, without further ado, y'all, let's do our best to try and collect them all. So today on episode 6 of Pokemon Timeline, we're going to be talking about the set Gym Heroes, or Gym Stadium 1 in Japanese. And this was the 6th set for America, but the 5th set for Japan, because remember, they didn't get base set zoo. So this was the first set to introduce trainers Pokemon, technically. And it was also the first set to introduce stadium cards. So that was pretty cool. The headshot of the trainer was changed. It was at the bottom right corner of the card along with their badge. And they kind of moved some things around. You know, the Pokédex entry was gone. They changed the weakness around. So the cards were a little different, but still the same Pokemon cards we all come to love. It did come in first edition and unlimited, just like all the other sets do. And so these sets, it came out in August on the 14th here in the States, and for Japan it came out on the 24th of October, so 1998. So still a little bit behind. But that's okay. They did increase the English set cards pretty much because of Gym Challenge being added in and the Trainer Deck stuff being added in. So, it's just kind of a cool thing that they did back then to increase the sets. There were 19 holos, 23 rares, 42 uncommons, and 48 commons. This consisted of the 19 rares being 1 to 19, and the rares being, if memory serves, 20 to 34, and 97 to 104. The uncommons were basically up to number 60, and then up to number 120, just keep doing the separation. And then the commons were 61 to 96, and were up to 132. So there were 35 trainers, and 96 Pokemon, and 6 energies. So pretty well standard. 11 cards per pack, so things pretty much stayed the same here for us. There were 7 commons, 3 uncommons, and 1 rare. That rare could be a holo, 1 in 3 packs. Remember, for us, it was always 1 in 3 for the holos, and for Japan, well, they got a holo in every pack. But we got 36 packs per box, and they got 60, so they got a bit more. But, there were 4-pack artworks. There was Brock, Erica, Lieutenant Surge, and Misty. So that kind of follows suit. Now, there were some chase cards. There was Blaine's Moltres, and then there was Sabrina's Gengar. And then, of course, the 4 standard trainers, Brock, Erica, Misty, and Lieutenant Surge. Now, the original price back in the day was $3 a pack and $110 per box. It's not that now. Nowadays, Japanese is about $12,000 to $13,000, and unlimited is $11,000, and first edition English is going to be about $23,000 to $24,000. Now, the Gym Hero symbol on the card is what appears to be a white disc with a little black piece taken out of it, and it's the opposite for Gym Challenge. So 9 of 132 was the pre-release. It's Misty Seadra, and we'll see that in a little bit. There were 4 theme decks, obviously going along with the 4 trainers that are main in the set. And the first one was Brock, and it was a fighting theme deck, and it featured a holo Brock's Rhydon. And then the second deck was Erica's, and it was grass themed, and it featured Erica's Vileplume as a holographic. And then the third one was Lieutenant Surge. It was an electric themed, and it featured Lieutenant Surge's Magneton. And the fourth one, my favorite, because my favorite color is blue, was Misty's water themed deck, and it featured Misty's Tentacruel. So it was pretty cool. Something to note though is that, just real quick, if you're keeping up with the holo patterns, basically the holo patterns were still the same. We were still well in the Cosmos holo foil pattern era. So yeah, that's the basic gist of Gym Heroes, and I'm really excited about the set. I mean, I'm excited to show off the cards to you. So yeah, without further ado, I'm going to get out of here. We're going to enjoy the summertime while we still can, and we're going to show off the cards, 19 holos, plus the special pre-release promo.
So, the first card that we have here is the pre-release promo, and this is the Misty Seadra. So, yeah, it just has the pre-release stamp on it, and that pretty much is all that differentiates it. Just a cool little keepsake from back in the early days. So, getting into the actual set, we have the first card, which is one of the chase cards, Blaine's Moltres. Really pretty birdie. So, yeah, not much to say about it, just one of the cool cards. The second card here is from the theme deck for Brock, and it's Brock's Rhydon. So, yeah, pretty easy card to come by. Then moving on into Erica's cards here, we have Erica's Clefable. And, yeah, just a cool little Pokemon, just chilling. Not one of my personal favorites, but I don't hate it either. So then up next, we have another Erica card. This is Erica's Dragonair, which personally is actually one of my favorite cards, if not the favorite card in the set. Just, I love the whole Dragonair, Dragonite, I love the whole line. So yeah, then moving on, we have Erica's Vileplume, and this one again is the one that you could get in the Erica theme deck. So yeah, pretty simple to come by. Now we're getting down into Lieutenant Surge. So Lieutenant Surge's Electabuzz is up next. And yeah, just a pretty cool electric type. Up next here, we have Lieutenant Surge's Fearow. So again, you know, not a terrible card, but just not something that is extremely valuable. Just a cute bird. Then coming up after that, we have Lieutenant Surge's Magneton. And yeah, again, this is the one that came in the theme decks. So, again, pretty easy to come by. Moving on down to Misty now, we have, again, Hello Misty Seadra. This one is just the standard. It doesn't have the pre-release stamp on it, so it's the one that you can pull out of the booster pack. Up next, we have Misty's Tentacruel, which, yep, that's the other Misty Holo in the set, but it is the one that came out of her theme deck. So, pretty cool there. Pretty cool water theme deck. Moving on down here, we've got Rocket's Hitmonchan, which, again, yeah, there was a few Rockets cards in this set. And so then moving on, we have Rocket's Moltres. So, pretty cool. You know, you have Blaine's Moltres, now you got Rocket's Moltres. So, two Moltres in the set, pretty cool. Up next here, you have Rocket's Scyther. So, pretty cool. Just kind of a standard Rocket card. Now, this is one of the big chase cards in the set coming up here. You have Sabrina's Gengar. As I said, this is one of the main cards of the set that's a chase. So, yeah. Then, as you get into the back here, these were kind of sought after as well. I think just because of the anime. But you have the Brock trainer card. You know, just kind of looking at you. You know, probably lusting after Nurse Joy or, you know, something like that. Who knows? Then moving on, you have Erica, and again, just another trainer card. Pretty cool to kind of get these. I wish they would do this more often, you know, in the modern day. So then up next, you have Lieutenant Surge. Yep, Lieutenant Surge, there they are. And then finally, for the last trainer, before we get to the last card here, you have Misty. So completing the 4 trainers in this set, or the 4 main trainers of this set, you have Misty. So pretty cool. Then the last card that you have right here is the Rockets Trap. So there you go, you know, gotta include Team Rocket somehow. Yeah, it's a Rockets card, you gotta include the Rockets Trap. But yeah, just wanted to show off my collection of pretty much unlimited gym heroes. But yeah, still a pretty cool set of 19 cards from the main set. And again, the pre-release Misty Seadra to close it out.
And with that, fellow Pokemon trainers and masters, that brings to a close another episode of Pokemon Timeline. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, because these episodes will continue to come out periodically as the 25th anniversary of each Pokemon set arrives down the line. Until next time, keep collecting, and remember, you gotta catch 'em all. See you later.